Back to Dennis MM and Tech Accounts. Today we are diving into the heart of Word, that is the Home tab. Specifically, we will master the first three groups: Clipboard, Font, and Paragraph. These groups contain 80% of what you'll use daily. By the end of this class, you'll format documents like a pro. Open Word, and let's begin. First, we'll explore on the first group, that is the Clipboard group, whereby we have paste, cut, copy, and format painter. So we shall begin with cut. So for cutting, this is what it does. For example, you can highlight this kind of a paragraph. So you highlight your paragraph and then we cut. So we select cut and then paste at this particular junction. And you can see we have pasted what we had cut area. Our next is on the copy here. Then you can see my copy is inactive. So what does copy do? Copy duplicates without removing original. The shortcut for copy is Ctrl+C. Use when you need the same text in multiple places. The pro tip for this, you can copy formatting tool. We will cover that with the format painter later. So let's exercise on this one. So we highlight this kind of a document here. Let me just highlight one paragraph and then we copy and then we paste our work at this particular section. So our next one is on paste. So as you can see here on paste, paste has some option. So what does paste do? Paste has options. So just click on the icon here and you can see on the drop down we have the various options. For keep source formatting, it pastes with original formatting. Then we have merge formatting. It adopts new location style. This is my favorite. Then from there we have keep text only. It strips all formatting. It is perfect for cleaning up messy text. The shortcut for paste is Ctrl+V, or also you can use Ctrl+Alt+V for paste special. Okay, as you can see, I have my document highlighted in this color. So now let's dive into format painter. For format painter, this is what it does. It's one thing, it's a magical tool. It copies the formatting from one text to another. Select the formatted text, click format painter once, drag over the text, and boom, the same formatting applies. So let's exercise with you. So we highlight the formatted text. As you can see here, I can highlight this text and then I choose format painter and then I apply the same with this particular text. You can see it has merged as said earlier. Our next section is on the font and the font size. So the font group here, it controls how your text looks like. This is the visual communication. For the font type, as you can see here, it shows the readable fonts for documents. You can see we have the readable fonts, so you can just highlight our document here and then you see how many fonts do we have. We have, as you can see, when you hover on any of these, it shows the readable fonts and also the fancy fonts, as you can see here. Then from there we have the font size. Font size is just next to the font style. You can see what it has. So there are some important tips for the font size, whereby we normally say 11 to 12 is for the body size, and then we have the headings should be at maybe 14 to 16 points, then for the title at 18 to 24. The shortcut for the font size, so we highlight and then give the shortcut. You can use Ctrl plus the left bracket for shrinking and also Ctrl plus the right bracket for increasing the font size. So you can pause the video and exercise on the shortcut also. In this section, we are going to deal with bolding, italics, and underline. So you can exercise on this one. So you can write this part here. When I hit on bold, you see what's being done. We have italics and we have underline. So for bolding, we normally say it emphasizes on the important points. For the italics, it gives the titles emphasis on maybe the foreign words. We also have underline, we rarely use now. because we normally use bold instead. Then for the shortcut, for bold we normally use Ctrl+V, italics Ctrl+I, and for underline Ctrl+U. So our next section is on the text highlight, and you can see it here. You have the text highlight whereby even you can choose the color you want to highlight. Normally say like a physical highlighter, it's usually sprinkly for key terms. For example, black for the most of the text, red for corrections, blue for hyperlinks. Use contrast dark text on light backgrounds over it. For example, I can highlight my text here. So let's exercise on this one. So we highlight our text and then choose the highlight color. I can choose like maybe yellow. Then from there we have superscript and subscript. So this is the superscript, this is the subscript. For the superscript, we normally say, for example, 3 to power 2. You also have, like, for example, the formula of oxygen, it's O2, whereby we have subscript. So we have O with a 2, and you can see we have the superscript there. Then from there we have changing casing. How do you change the case? So we normally highlight, we have the sentence case. For example, here we have the sentence case, we have the lower case, we have the upper case, and also we have capitalize each word, and we also have the top case here, and so far. Then from there we have clear formatting. How do you clear formatting? For example, here we had already highlighted this kind of document, this kind of paragraph. So now I can clear the formatting. You can see that it has cleared that formatting. We can even use the clear formatting to undo this particular section, whereby maybe I have already underlined. So now I can clear formatting. You see now my document is not underlined anymore. Then from there we have the text effects. So you choose from this particular section the text effects you wish to have. So you can choose, like for my case, a blue, or maybe another color, like maybe a black and all that. So that's the text effects. Then from there we have the font color, whereby now for the font color you can, for example, highlight this, and then we have our font color here. You can change maybe to red, and you see it automatically applies. So our last session for today, it's on the paragraph group, whereby we normally say, in this particular case, we normally say paragraph controls flow and structure. This separates amateurs from professionals, whereby we have the alignment. Alignment is this particular case. We have left, we have center, we have right, and we have justify. For example, we normally say for the left is the default format, whereby we also have center for the titles and the headings. We have right for dates, page numbers, and so on. We also have justify for newspaper, formal reports, and maybe formal documents. So we can exercise on this one. Maybe now we can use maybe justify, and you can see what's happening in this particular paragraph. We have right and we have justify. The four of them, we have the shortcut keys, whereby we normally have, for the left we normally use Ctrl+L, center Ctrl+C, right Ctrl+R, and justify Ctrl+J. We have indentation here. This is what we call indentation. We have left and right indentation. We normally say for the indentation, it creates hierarchy, increases indent for subpoints, or decreases to go back. For example, we can have our document here highlighted, that paragraph, and then we can increase the indent or even reduce the indent. You can see what's happening. Then our next one is on the bullets. So for the bullets, you can highlight our work and we choose the various kind of bullets. Bullets, you normally use them. For example, you can use this kind of bullet. We have also you choose from this particular section. So you choose the kind of bullets you have. Then from there we have the number listing. It provides a list of maybe equipment. For example, you can choose 1, 2, 3, or maybe even choose 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. You can even choose Romans. So we have Romans, whereby we have Roman 1 all the way to Roman 3. And then from there we also have sorting. For example, I can choose sorting. I want to choose from maybe descending order. And you can see my number 1 has become number 3. From there we also have something normally called line spacing. normally say line spacing is the space between the lines. For example, you have 1, 2, 3, and you can see what's happening. You have the default format whereby you normally say for academic reports or academic documents you normally use 2.0. For business you normally use 1.5, or maybe for the business reports and all that. Then we have the borders. Borders here, for example, I can have this particular work underlined, then I choose all borders and see what happens. You can see it has created something like a table format whereby it has enclosed everything. Finally, we have the shading. You can choose any kind of shading for this, and you can choose maybe this kind of shading, and you can see what's happening. There's a huge difference between shading and what we used earlier on highlighting. Learner, now that you have come to the end of our class today, it's time to do a quick recap of today's 3 groups on Home tab. We did on the Clipboard here, whereby we said it has move, duplicate, and format the text. We have the font group here, whereby we said it controls appearance and readability. We have the paragraph group, where we said it structures and organizes the content. Your practice for today, learner, so you can pause as you do what I told you to do. For number 1, you create a center title from the paragraph group. Number 2, 3 bullet points with different formatting styles. You also copy 1 bullet and paste with different formatting. Use the clipboard. Sort the bullets alphabetically. You can use the sorting in the paragraphs group. Now you have mastered the first 3 Home tabs groups. Like if you found it helpful, subscribe and hit the bell for the next week's class. Comment which feature was most useful today. We'll cover styles groups in our next session. This has been the Home tab foundation class. I'm Dennis from Dennis Tech Accounts. Happy formatting.